So today I'm gonna make a snack that is vegan and animal cruelty free. But the problem is I love cheese. I was thinking to myself, what is a food that is not animal based, it's plant based, that fills the same craving that cheese gives me? And I realized avocado. Every time that I eat an avocado, I feel like it fills the craving of like just wanting to eat like a ton of cheese. It makes sense because it's high in fats, and also I don't really like meat, but I love fish. And I realized that eating avocado kind of fills that craving because it's high in fats, just like how salmon's high in fats. And I was thinking to myself the other day, like, I don't know how they treat the salmon in like fish farms or whatever they're called. And so I was thinking, like, what if I just go fishing so I know that like I'm getting fish that were treated the right way because they're in nature? And then I realized, like, I cannot kill a fish. I would literally be so sad to like murder the fish and eat it. So why am I eating it? You know? I've tried to be vegan like a million times in my life and it's really hard, but it's because like I crave like fish and I crave cheese. Your body, when you crave certain things, you're not craving the actual food, you're craving the vitamins and the nutrients that's in it. So this is not sponsored by avocados, although I wish it was, but avocados are literally the best food for like when you crave stuff that have a lot of fat in it. So I'm gonna be making a snack that you've probably seen. You know those snacks that people do with the jalapeno, with the cream cheese on the inside and then like the Cheetos? I'm gonna make that, but vegan. Instead of cheese, we're gonna use avocado. I have with me 3 jalapenos, a cutting board, half of a lime, garlic, a knife, a fork, and a spoon. I've been wanting to do like cooking videos for a long time. Planning stuff is hard. So when I sat down to film this video, I didn't think about like what I would talk about. And I feel like talking about what I'm doing would be kind of boring. So maybe I'll just talk about what I was planning to make another video about. Let me get my journal. So whenever I make a video, I like jot down really fast an outline of what I want to talk about, and then I just like look at it. So I guess I'll just do that while I do this. If you constantly have a vacation mentality, you will never be bored. Whenever I go on vacation, there's no specific structure. Yes, you have like things planned, but you're just very go with the flow. Recently, I went on a little like nature retreat in Oregon, and it made me realize a lot of stuff. I like to tell like my friends and family that I had a spiritual awakening there. No, I really just sat in nature and I realized like, why can't I feel like I'm on vacation all the time? And what are some ways that I can incorporate that into my life? I figured out a little hack on how to do that. So my job is a nanny. Right now I'm actually house sitting for the family. I realized instead of thinking of my job as like something I have to do, like, ugh, work again. I love nanny. I love being someone that kids get excited to see, and it's like it's a little break from their structured lives. Because kids do have like a lot of structure, especially in today's society. Instead of thinking of my job as like something that I have to do to make money, I started thinking of it as it's just something on my itinerary on like a vacation. Just like how on a vacation you plan a bunch of things to do, I just pretend like going to my job is just one of the things that I plan to do on my vacation, if that makes sense. I already talked about before, my life is kind of like unconventional a little. I kind of just started finding nannying jobs, and I don't have job security. Like, yes, people need a nanny, but it's not like permanent. There's a chance that like this family won't need a nanny anymore and I'll have to find a new job. But I kind of like that because my environment is constantly changing. I realized that I'm just the kind of person that doesn't like to settle down into one home. So ever since I was 18, I would move every single year. It's just what I did. My lease was up, I'd move. Recently, I just hit the 1 year mark of where I live now, and I realized that I wanted to move. Like, I just wanted to get out and move. And I realized like some people, that's just how they are. They don't like to be stuck to one place. I like to experience new things. I love moving. I love traveling to new places. So why would I force myself to live every day stuck to one place and just treat myself to a vacation once a year? Why can't I just live that way every single day and incorporate it into my life? And I know I probably sound crazy and a lot of people probably won't understand what I'm trying to get at. But for those of you who do understand, thanks for listening. Another example is like, you know, when you're on vacation and you're like, oh, I'm hungry, I'm gonna go eat now. So you go to a restaurant, or you're like, oh, wow, I'm hungry, let's go cook this. And then you just go to the store. I started incorporating that into my daily life, where instead of doing like a big bulk of grocery shopping that just feels like a chore, like, okay, let me get this, let me get that, I just go to the grocery store every time I want to make something, and I don't make it like this whole thing. I treat it like I'm on vacation. Ever since I started doing this, I felt really happy. Life doesn't have to be so structured, you know? You don't need to reward yourself just once a year with a relaxing trip when you can live that way every single day. You know? It needs to be spicier. But I guess the jalapenos will add spiciness. Another thing I'm learning about myself is that I love being alone. I don't know why I tried to convince myself that being alone was like some horrible and scary thing, but I guess it's because that's kind of what social media tells us. One thing I realized being by myself is like my mind is like really entertaining. I feel like a lot of my videos are based around like spending time alone, but that's because recently I decided that it would be a good idea. I kind of let my intuition lead me on this choice to distance myself from people that I was spending most of my time with. Not because I hate them, not because of them, because of me. I just kind of listened to my mind. My mind is telling me that I just needed to take a break. And so I listened. I valued myself. And I feel like that was my higher self trying to push me towards my higher purpose. I talk a lot about like spirituality and things like that, but if you couldn't tell already, I'm a very spiritual person. I like crystals and stuff and tarot cards. I never seen this before where like the jalapeno is like red on the inside. Looks cool. I'm just cutting them in half. I'm making like little boats, but instead of cheese, I'm doing avocado. Being in your 20s is really hard, and I know I'm only 24, but I'm really starting to understand when people say that. Ever since I turned 20, basically, people have been telling me, like, you haven't even figured out what you like and what you don't like yet. And in my mind, like, I couldn't wrap my brain around that. And now I understand why everyone says that. This is very green. Green is my favorite color, so. I don't have a favorite color. Oh my god, they're spicy. I guess that's what I wanted. I'm gonna add some pepper. Here we go. My little avocado jalapeno boats. They need something, but I don't know what. Oh, I know what they need. Balsamic vinegar. It needs like a little sweet to it. They're spicy. So yeah, this video doesn't really have that much of a structure, but I guess that's a good portrayal of my life. These are so spicy. To all the people that are trying to be plant-based, avocado. Have a good day. I'm gonna pretend like I'm not dying with how spicy I made these. Bye.